Our next guest, while we're zooming in live stream to the other side of the world, we're going to skip over the pond from Dubai and head to the UK for a beautiful young lady who I met years ago, 2014, Olivia Measues. She joined when she was 19 years old. Are there any 19-year-olds in here? Yeah, this story's for you. And within 16 months, she became the youngest PMD 100 club in the world. She is now a PMD plus, and recently, in this last month, was inducted into, she became part of the Millionaires Club at ripe old age of 25. I don't think she can hear you. Olivia was our first guest at our first game plan event. And she left such a place on my heart and many others. She launched 1,000 dreams on that day. And we are so blessed to have her back because this is the game plan talking about riding the waves, the seasons, the reasons. She's had a lot of seasons and reasons in between. And you'll hear from her right now on why this is the best business, company, products, package, mission in the world. Olivia.
I am so bad at presentations that I didn't do one. I sort of started to do it, and then this is how bad it is, guys. So just to let you know, you don't have to be good at everything because I'm certainly not. I even did a presentation, and then I thought, who can I pay? Can I pay someone to make it better? Because it literally looks like a 2-year-old did this. So I just decided that I'm just going to come on and share my story and hopefully inspire you guys and kind of take you with my journey, because it's been a wild one. But first of all, I really want to say a massive thank you to Linda. I don't think you guys even realize how incredible your upline is. She is next level incredible, and she will always, just like Linda says, she'll always have the biggest place in my heart. So I really hope that you treasure her, and whatever she says, I hope you do, because I would. She's absolutely next level incredible. So quickly to share my story, I'm going to start from the very beginning where it was fabulous, and then I'm going to kind of go to the middle, and then the sort of really tough bit of my life, and then I'm going to go to the end to where I'm at now. So let me start with sharing my story from when I was 19. So I joined Juice Plus when I was only 19 years old, back in February 2014. And I was one of those people that thought I would be next level fabulous. I don't know about you guys, but did any of you join and you thought you'd be great? Any of you? So put your hand up so I can see, because I can actually see you guys. So if any of you thought you'd be next level amazing, I can see you with your 2 hands. You thought you'd be fabulous. Well, that was me. I thought I'd be next level amazing, and I wasn't. In my first month, I made 3 sales. My upline, Lauren, she was like telling everyone, oh, your paychecks are up, girls. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, paychecks up. So I went to go and check, and my paycheck was £32.50. And I was like, £32.50, is this correct? This, honestly, this can't be right. So I said to Lauren, oh, £32.50, is that right? Is that my paycheck? She was like, yeah, babe, woo! And I was like, yeah, babe, woo! I'm quitting. I'm not doing this for £32.50, sorry. But so my plan was to quit and not do this ever again. But she said to me, look, Olivia, just post that you're looking for 2 new team members. So I was like, okay, just because I literally like Lauren, I posted I was looking for 2 new team members. And out of my many clients of that month, one of them became a team member. Now, she got on the shakes because she was just been pregnant. So she just had her baby, and she lost 10 pounds in her first 7 days, and it was just amazing. So she was really, really loving the products. And so she made 12 sales in her first few days. And I thought whoa, if she can do this. She was my old boss for one of my previous jobs. So I thought, wow, if she can do this, then I can do this too. I'm quite competitive. And once I realized someone else is doing it, I'm like, I'm doing that as well. So fast forwards, I began to work really hard. I began to put the effort in. And then in my second month, I managed to go SP. So it's all going really well, went SP. And then kind of funny story. And this is why I also want to just give a top tip of always recruiting. And just always kind of learn as much as you can from the beginning. So I wasn't trying to learn anything. And my girl, I went SP, and now Lauren, she didn't really train me very well because she thought I was going to quit. So she didn't train me very well. And I thought that because I had gone SP, that she would go SP as well, my girl Holly. So I was like, oh, we've done it, SP in our first, second month. And then Lauren was like, no, like Holly's not done it. And I was like, what do you mean Holly's not done it? And she was like, no, just you've done it. Like Holly has to do it herself. So I was like, oh my. So I went to Holly and I went back and I was like, oh, Holly, you know how I said, like, you've reached SP? You haven't, I have, and it's just me that's done it. So we're going to have to try and get you to SP as well. So she got 12 sales in her last day, and it was amazing. And I think that's so important. And this is kind of like my theme that I really want you guys just to just take on board, is that people give up so quickly, but it's the last moment that counts for everything. And you just have to think all the time, it's possible. And this is all I've ever done in my journey. There's been times where I've doubted myself, like self, of course, but throughout it, I've always told myself it's possible, it's possible, it's possible. So after that, I just decided, like, right, I'm going to absolutely smash this business. So I went from SP, and then March, reconfirmed SC, and then it was such a blur. I think it was kind of May. I must have, I know I reconfirmed SC, hit QSSC, SSC, and so I reconfirmed SC, QSSC, SSC, and QNMD in the same month, in the May. And then June 2020 came, and then I reached NMD. So I was NMD in 4 months, and it just happened really quickly. But what people don't see behind the scenes is that I was making 80 customers per month. I was recruiting over 10 direct downlines per month. I was still working full time at the time. So people always see this. And I actually got so excited to speak to you guys today that I was up at 4:30. It's nearly 7 o'clock over here. So I've been up since 4:30. And there's this quote that I've always said, and it's what you do in the dark puts you in the light. And people always kind of like will look at your story and look at my story now and think like, wow, well, like that must have been so easy, but it wasn't. It was never easy. And I'll say it again, it's what you do in the dark that puts you in the light. So you need to be doing things without someone clapping for you all the time. You know, even when it's tough, you need to be thinking like, right, I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to make waves and I'm going to make this happen. So NMD came along. And then kind of part 2 of my story, I asked Simon Bowler, maybe you guys might know him. I said, who's the youngest PMD in the world? And he said, well, there's a girl that's done it at 21. And I was like, right, I'm doing it at 20. And I've always been like that. I've always just been a little bit of a go-getter. Like I've made goals for myself, and I've just decided like I'm going to make it happen. And I think that's the key. It doesn't matter where you are right now in your life. You just need to decide that it's possible and tell yourself it's possible each day. It's possible, it's possible, it's possible. So kind of part 2 of my story was my like chase to get to PMD. So June 2020, and then all of a sudden I was working like 100%. I even quit all my jobs in the August. And I thought that it was just going to rocket, just like everything else had rocketed. And it just didn't. My graph, and this is on my PowerPoint, it was so bad. I sort of did start to try and draw a graph. And then I thought, oh, sod it, I can't draw a graph. So I'm going to show you with my hands. That's how bad I am at PowerPoints. So basically my graph, I'd reached NMD. And then honestly, it was like this for 9 months. And I know that people say they give it 100%, but I can like hand on my heart say that I was giving it 100%. I was still recruiting. In my first year in 2014, I recruited over 100 people, and I was top sponsor in the UK. So I can say that I was recruiting as many as I could. I was working as hard as I could, and it just didn't move. And I don't know about you guys if you've ever heard of Les Brown. But he's an amazing motivational speaker. I absolutely love him. But he really helped me towards going to PMD. And countless times, I remember one time I was sitting in the bath. I don't know if you guys really have baths in Australia, because it's probably a bit hot. I don't know if you even like stuff like that. But anyway, I really love baths, especially because it's freezing over here. So I was having a bath and I was listening to good old Les, and it was kind of like in about November, and he was saying, you know, you'll get there, like you'll get there with, and you just have these dreams and they're coming. And I was sitting there having a bad day and I thought, look, Les, I've been doing this business now for ages and I'm no way near IMD. Like and I was sitting there thinking, shut up. Like, I'm not getting there. You know, when you're like trying to get in the groove and you're trying to get the positive affirmations in and you're trying to do it and you're trying to muster it up and they're like, you know, you'll get these dreams. And I thought, shut up. Like, I'm not getting these dreams, Les. I'm not becoming PMD and this isn't working. And I remember sitting there actually crying about it on this particular day. And it wasn't good, but, you know, another new day. And then it came round again. My mum saying, who's that man you always listen to in the bath? I'm like, Les Brown. But I'd really recommend to listen to him. But I'm doing everything that I need to do to get to IMD, and it's just nothing's happening. And it's, you know, July, August, September, October, November, December, nothing. And then January comes, and this is so important. Some people, they want to see quick things, but they don't put the work in. You need to be sowing the seeds every single day, no matter what's happening. You know, we forget that success isn't just here. Success is underneath, like all the roots, everything that you grow each day. You doing self-development, you becoming a better product of the product, you just being more positive, becoming a good leader, investing in yourself. That's what you need to be doing, sowing the seeds every single day and watering what you've got, building a better community. So I was doing that, and January came, and wow, it was incredible. My sales as a team like tripled or quadrupled. I can't even remember what happened, but all my hard works, all the time where I'd been crying that it wasn't happening, I couldn't see a way, I just kept going, but I felt like people were dropping off, everything like that. It all came, and January just boomed. And then February, March, I reached IMD. And it was just amazing. It was one of my favorite positions I've ever hit because I worked so hard for it. I even had on the month when I hit IMD, conjunctivitis. I know you guys in Australia, but sometimes I think, do you know what conjunctivitis is? Basically, it's just like when you're really ill and my eyes wouldn't open. So I had like a week of being like on my deathbed, and I was trying to make these sales. So I know it can look really easy, but it was a really big struggle to get there. And then comes June, I'm PMD, and I've managed to do it, the youngest in the world. So that part of my story is all very good, but my most important part of the story that I want to share with you really is that I then come to PMD. I hit that, and that's in 2015, and then 2016, 17, 18, I plod along, everything's good, and then 2019 comes, and I just have a tragic year. I honestly, I hate looking back at it because I don't like, even when I think about it, I hate it. I don't like who I was. I don't like who I became. It was good at the beginning of the year, and then I just slowly just digressed, and I was like nothing like me. It's like, it's horrible. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a place like that, but you're just like a shell of yourself. And that's what I became. I just became like a massive, and I hate looking back because I hate it. And I just became this massive shell. And I just remember thinking, like, what am I doing? Like, I remember crying at the end of the year, and I was like, Olivia, like, what are you doing with your life? I wasn't doing the business very well. My business was completely dropping. And I remember that my pay line for the first time was under 160,000. So when it came January 2020, which was only last year, it was under 160,000. And that's PMD pay line for us. And I just was so disappointed in myself. I don't know if you've ever had that, but it's just a really horrible feeling where you feel like, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I can bring it back. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I was like stuck in this really horrible limbo. But then Juice Plus announced and like a new position, PMD Plus. And I was like, this is my opportunity. Like, this is my opportunity to become Olivia Measues again, to become the me. So I don't know where you're at, but sometimes you do things from inspiration and sometimes you do things from desperation. And at this particular time in my life, and this was only last year, I was like desperate. I was just desperate to become me again. I wanted to be me. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to just show myself that I could turn all my tests into a testimony and prove to myself that I could do it. So it came round, and I just decided, like, right, this is what I'm doing. And I gave it everything. I gave it more than I've ever given it, even to get to PMD. And it was really tough. It was so hard. I was working again at 24/7. And for any of you guys as well that get into a new relationship, I found my man, who's fabulous. He's next level amazing. I found my man in the February, and you can know what it's like in a new relationship. And it's hard. You can come off course quite easily. But I was like, no, like, I'm committed, like, and I'm going to do this. And I think what's key to remember is everyone wants to start their success at the top, but you don't start at the top. You start at the bottom, and you start when you're not feeling good. Usually you start when you're in a bad place. You start when you don't feel good enough. And that's where I was starting. And I know you may look at me and think, yeah, but you've done this, you've done that. But just because I'm a title didn't mean that I felt like any of it. So I started from this place. And I just realized that success isn't a destination. So you, as I said, you might look at me and think that, you know, PMD, like, that's it, you've done it, you're successful. It's not. Success is a journey, and you're going to be on a constant journey. And I've been on a constant journey. And from January 2020, which is only last year, and it's mad to look back because I can't even tell you how happy I am and how I'm back to me, and just how I'm having a good life. And one thing actually that I wanted to share as well is just like, even last, when was it, when I went to come and see Linda, I know it's off track, but I just want to share this with you. When I went to come and see Linda, I'd earned a lot of money. I think I got my £40,000 bonus. So I was coming back from Dubai, and I'd been in Chanel, and I had got this, I'd went and bought this bag that was like £4,000 and a bracelet that was like 2,000. It was so stupid. I'd never do it again, and I don't recommend it. But I'm walking through customs back in the UK. Yeah, I'm walking through, and I've got this like Chanel bag, and I'm coming in, like, so I kind of don't even know who I am. And this security man stops me. He's like, excuse me, love. What is that? Like, where did you get that from? I was like, oh, Dubai, I got it from Dubai. And he was like, yes, can you come with me, please? So he takes me into like the custom section. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I didn't know what's wrong. And I didn't realize that you had to claim the tax back, you know, when you spent over a certain amount of money from Dubai or wherever. So anyway, I'm in this like sort of like custom section. I'm crying my eyes out. And the man's like, so what did you buy? I'm like, well, this bag, and I bought this bracelet. And he's like, well, how much did it come to? I'm like, 8,000 or something ridiculous. And this is something that the business can give to you as well. And then I'm crying so much that the man is like, the man's like, can you just stop crying? And I'll let you off. I'll let you off a bit more money if you just stop crying. So I'm like, like, you know, trying to just think, like, right, I'll stop crying, and so you can just let me off a bit more money. And it's a true story. And the man actually let me off. I still had to pay like £700 or something, but the man let me off loads of money. Loads of people coming over to me like, oh my God, love, are you okay? Because obviously I don't really look like a criminal. But anyway, my point is, I was so stupid. I was spending all this money being an absolute idiot. And that's just when I realized, you know, like, I've got to change it. So last year came around, and it kind of makes sense. Last year came around, and I thought, that's it. I'm saving. I'm going to show myself what I can do, and I'm just going to get to this position. So I put everything in, and as I said, it was harder than last time because I had to dig myself out of a hole that I've never been in. I've always been a happy person, and I never felt like how I felt in 2019. So it was hard. I had to like make those tests into my testimony, and I was pushing. And then June 2020 came. It was amazing. I managed to hit PMD plus. I hit it the youngest in the world, and it was really good because it was 5 years exactly from when I hit PMD. And what was even more amazing is I know that I've just announced that I'm in Millionaires Club, but my goal was to hit Millionaires Club at 25. But because of COVID, it's really bad over here and everything else, and it was so busy. I actually forgot about my goal for Millionaires Club. I just forgot about it because it was just all so crazy, everything. So I just asked, like, this month, sorry. I just asked someone in the business, like, can you just check what my commissions is that I've earned from Juice Plus? Because I'm like pretty sure I've done Millionaires Club, but I just want to check. So she told me, and she was like, yeah, like, you've earned like 1,200,000 since you've joined Juice Plus. And then I worked out that I'd actually hit that goal when I was 25, which was my goal to hit. So this company, I don't even share money at all to show off. I just share it because I was 19 when I joined this business, and I just had a passion and I just had a drive, and I've always had a love for helping people. I love helping my girls. I love helping all my clients. And if you have a passion, and if you tell yourself enough, it's possible each day. If you just keep saying it's possible, and it's really hard when you just realize that it's only you holding yourself back. That's probably one of the hardest things. And in this business, you can make money or you can make excuses. Now, I've made both. I've made money and I've also made excuses. And I made excuses where I nearly quit everything and I nearly lost everything. And I know what it's like to feel in a place where you just don't feel good enough and you just don't feel the same as you did anymore. You don't think you've got it in you. That was exactly where I was at. So I don't know where you're at. You might be like me when I was beginning and it was completely inspiration, or you might be where you're at desperation. But wherever you're at, you can rewrite your story. You can rewrite it right now. A bad chapter isn't your whole life, and you're not a tree. If you're in a bad place right now, you can move. You can decide, do you know what, today I'm going to move. But what you need to realize is everyone wants to be a lion until it's time to be a lion. You all want to get to, I think you guys don't have PMD, do you? But you all want to get to NMD until it's too hard to get to NMD. But guess what? Every successful person has the same challenges as you. Exactly the same. Of course, they might be a little bit different here and there. I get that. But we all feel the same. But you know what the difference between a successful person is and a non-successful person? We all feel the same. But a successful person is like, this is really hard and I feel really rubbish, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now, each day you don't need to give it 100%. Do you think I was giving it 100% when I felt awful about myself, when I didn't feel like I was good enough, when I felt like I'd let myself down? No, I was just walking. In fact, some days I was crawling. Some days I was crawling just to get back in the zone, just to see what I could do. But a crawl turned into a walk turned into a run turned into a gallop. It just went and went and went and went. Start where you are. Don't compare your chapter 1 to my chapter 20. You might look at me now and think, wow, I could never be her. But I thought I couldn't be me. I thought I couldn't even be me. So you just be you, and you realize how special you are, how unique you are. For me, I just forgot who I was. I forgot what I brought to the table. And when I suddenly realized, no, do you know who I am? Like, I'm Olivia Measues. I'm the youngest PMD in the world. I'm the youngest Club 100 in the world. I'm Rookie of the Year. And I was like, no, this is who I am. And this is what you need to tell yourself. You need to be telling yourself, I am this, I am that. I am amazing. I am exceptional. I always tell myself every day, I have the fastest growing business in the UK. I don't have the biggest business, but I tell myself that each day. So be careful what you tell yourself each day. Be careful what you put into your heart, into your mind, and make sure that what you are telling yourself is good. You have the biggest opportunity ever. That there will not be a better opportunity than this. Where, as I said, wherever you're at right now, whether it's inspiration, whether it's desperation, be that person that's exceptional. Be that person that makes a difference in the world. You know, we only live once, but once is enough if you do it right. And I know what it's like, as I said, to come from a bad place, but also to come from a good place. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. All that matters is that right now you are rewriting your chapter. Rewrite your story. Please don't make notes and do nothing with them today. Don't listen to everyone and do nothing with it. You can do that, of course, but there'll be a few of you that decide to run with this today, and your whole life will be changed. You'll be in Millionaires Club. You'll be that NMD that's going on all of Linda's and Centers. And I really hope it's you. And I really hope that you just go out there and you do everything in your power to make it happen, because that's what I've done with this business. I've just decided, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it happen. And if you decide that, you will have it. So keep saying it's possible, it's possible, it's possible. Live your dreams and live your life to the full, because you can have whatever you like. And it makes me emotional, but honestly, this business can give you everything if you just keep pushing. So I really hope that wherever you're at right now, you push and you make it happen. So thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored. Thank you so much.